In this lesson, you will see your picket fences start to take shape. By the end of this lesson, you will know the guidelines for setting limits with others, understand what internal boundaries are, learn how to eliminate any blind spots preventing you from developing clear boundaries. After this lesson, you will be working from a complete set of blueprints to establish a picket fence and a balanced, welcoming home. You. Lesson 4, eliminating blind spots. When you establish a clear boundary with a neighbor, there are guidelines to help you determine which method you will use to keep your fence intact. You don't need a sledgehammer when a mallet will do. When someone starts pushing against your fence or coming into your yard uninvited, go through the following checklist before acting. Who? Assess who you will be setting the limit with. Determine whether this neighbor is safe or unsafe. Here are some characteristics of safe and unsafe people. Safe people will listen to and hear you. Make eye contact. Accept the real you. Are non-judgmental. Have picket fences. Don't gossip or triangle. Are supportive and are genuine. Unsafe people are just the opposite. They don't listen to or hear you. They have poor eye contact. They invalidate the real you. They are judgmental. They have loose or rigid boundaries. They gossip or triangle in others. They're competitive and insincere. Assessing safe versus unsafe will help determine the next 4 steps. It's easy to set limits with safe people. They honor fences and apologize if they overstep them, because if they do overstep, it is most often done unintentionally. With unsafe people, it's a whole different ballgame. So, be sure you first assess the receiver of your limit setting to determine your answers to the next 4 steps. Okay, the what. Will you use verbal or nonverbal means? Sometimes a raised eyebrow, questioning look, or a stop sign hand will be enough. Other times, you may have to say something. When? If you are upset with the person pushing on your fence, be sure to get your emotion in check before responding. That said, the rule of thumb is the closer to the event, the more effective your message is. Think of the wife who tells her husband that she's mad at him for something he did 3 weeks ago and wants to talk to him about it. Chances are he doesn't remember. If he does, the effect of the discussion has weakened. Where? Usually you set the limit in private, one-on-one. Those of you who are teachers know this. When a student is acting out, what happens if you confront her in front of the class? More acting out, most likely. You'll wait until after class and speak to the student in private. And how? What communication method will you use? Loud, soft, direct, indirect, etc. We'll go over the style specifically in Lesson 5. Once you've set the limit by the method you've determined, know that real lasting change happens when you're able to maintain your stance after the receiver's reaction. Think of the neighbor who pushes harder on your fence when you try to set a limit. Anger and defensiveness are means unsafe people use to push back. I didn't do anything. You're crazy. You're too sensitive. It's your fault. Only safe people will say, thanks for letting me know. Sorry about that. It won't happen again. Fear of the pushback behavior will keep many women from saying anything to keep their fences intact. So let's go inside the house and learn how to keep fear from sabotaging a well-maintained fence, yard, and home. Fear cannot interfere if your house is balanced. A secure self is the foundation for being an empowered communicator. Let's look at this balanced home. Inside the house, there are 3 distinct sections of the house. They are found in every home: the structure, the power, and the decor. As we apply them to the self, we give them the familiar terms of parent, adult, and child.